Welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into a fundamental shift in how we create content that actually matters in today's landscape. Listen, we are moving completely away from the old school idea that just writing well is enough. Instead, we're shifting our entire focus to structuring evidence. It's no longer about sounding academic or polishing your prose, it's about making your claims completely safe to reuse and reference. If you want your content to be the definitive go-to source in your space, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's dive right into this. This quote really nails the central premise of everything we're covering today. Evidence is the new voice. It honestly doesn't matter how beautifully crafted your prose is anymore. Answer engines and search engines, they grade sources on reliability, not just your unique writing voice. A page that clearly explains its method and brings its own first-party data to the table, that is always going to get cited over a beautifully written page packed with generic claims. Specificity and method beat clever prose. Absolutely every single time.
So here is our playbook for today's Explainer. It's a step-by-step guide to making your content highly referenceable. We'll start with why evidence beats clever prose, then walk up the evidence ladder. After that, we'll build citation blocks that actually work, look at generating first-party data, and finally wrap up with scoring your own content authority.
All right, let's kick things off with section 1, evidence beats clever prose. We really have to fundamentally change our mindset about what makes content authoritative. Picture this. Whenever a human, or honestly an AI answer engine, lands on your page, they are silently asking these exact questions. How do you know that? Is this actually reliable? Does this apply to my specific situation? And, what's the catch here? Evidence isn't about showing off or using big words to sound smart. It's about answering these silent questions proactively. Because when you remove that doubt quickly, your writing stops being just content and magically transforms into reference material. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it perfectly contrasts the risky old way of writing with the safe, structured new way. Sounding smart relies heavily on confidence language, throwing around words like leading, proven, or robust. It leans on generic claims. Being cite-worthy, though, that replaces risky language with confidence structure. It uses specific claims, sets crystal clear boundaries, and relies on transparent methods. Bottom line, a vague page feels incredibly risky to cite. A specific page feels safe. That brings us right into section 2, the evidence ladder. We are shifting from that theoretical mindset to our core methodology. Think of this as a literal ladder you're walking up. You have to match the level of evidence to the weight of the claim you're making to ensure the page feels totally safe to cite. Step 1 is clear reasoning. No sweeping claims, just clear cause, effect, and constraints. Step 2 adds specificity. Give us the numbers, thresholds, timelines. Step 3 uses authority anchors, which are light touch references to established standards. Step 4 brings in your own first-party data. And finally, Step 5 is method, explicitly stating exactly how you evaluated something. But as we climb that ladder, we need to bust a few massive industry myths. Myth number 1, more citations equals more credibility. The reality, oversighting actually works against you. If you bury every single claim under a mountain of footnotes, it bogs down the reading experience, feels highly defensive, and frankly, makes it look like you're just borrowing someone else's authority. Engines can actually penalize that defensive oversighting. Just anchor your key claims. And here's myth number 2. If something is true, I can just state it broadly. The reality here is that even true information becomes deeply untrustworthy when you present it as a universal fact. You should always add boundaries. A great rule of thumb is to add a when this changes line. Paradoxically, admitting the limits of your advice, saying, hey, this works best unless you're in situation X, drastically increases your trust and authority. Moving right along to section 3, citation blocks that work. This is the tactical implementation phase where we build the actual structure. The crucial point is that answer engines absolutely love grab and quote sections. We call these citation blocks. You've got definition boxes, how we evaluated this criteria boxes, comparison tables, clear decision rules, or handy checklists. And listen, here is the golden rule. Just add one high-quality citation block per page. One excellent block that helps a reader make a decision completely destroys 5 mediocre ones that are just there for decoration. Let's look at how this logic flows into the very sentences you write. You want to use these specific writing patterns. Instead of a generic sentence, use claim plus boundary. Like, this is best when X is the priority, but if Y matters, choose something else. Use reason plus result. Toss in a solid rule of thumb, a mini method, or a clear confidence statement.
These structural patterns entirely replace fluff with undeniable structured confidence.
All right, into section 4, generating first-party data. Let me tell you, this is the absolute fastest route to becoming site-worthy.
So many people think they have to wait until they're a bigger company to have data. Absolutely false. You can build these assets in 30 days. Publish internal benchmarks based on what your own team sees. Run a mini survey with just 50 to 200 people. A 50-person survey vastly beats having zero data. Try a content experiment or an industry checklist. If you produce the number, you become the source. A single page like this acts as an anchor that elevates the authority of your entire hub.
Which brings us to our final section, scoring your content authority. Let's empower you to audit and grade your own work before you hit publish. And this brilliantly illustrates how the 100-point evidence score is broken down. It's 4 equal 25-point slices. Are you using specificity, real numbers and ranges? Are you setting boundaries, applies when or changes when? Do you have proof blocks, like a solid decision rule? And do you have trust anchors, like first-party data? This guarantees that evidence isn't just treated as mere decoration, it is baked right into the DNA of the page.
So once you score your page, what are the targets? You really need to know this before hitting publish. A score of 70 or above? Nice, you have a credible page. Hit 85 or above? Now your page is genuinely site-worthy. And if you cross 90 plus, congratulations, you have just built a trust anchor page.
Let's wrap this up with some immediate action. Here's your checklist for this quarter. Pick 5 priority pages that you want cited, just 5. Add 1 strong citation block to each. Add a mini method box. Weave in those decision rules and boundaries so readers know when your advice changes. And finally, add just 1 first-party insight, even a small internal benchmark. Then, internally link to these pages. That is exactly how trust compounds.
I'll leave you with this provocative question to really chew on as you look at your own websites today. Is your content just well written, or is it actually safe to reuse? Remember, evidence is the absolute shortest path to trust, and trust is the shortest path to being cited. Start climbing that evidence ladder today, swap out confident tone for confident structure, and watch your authority absolutely skyrocket. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.